name's Hawthorne. I was born in Yamasee, South Carolina in the year 1913.
Now, Bay was originally a singer, and his experiences in the singing world is what brought him to the drum. So,
Went down holding auditions at the Metropolitan Opera Company. And they had all these voices, and they make you sing behind a curtain. So they say they don't be prejudiced. They said that voice you got is unbelievable. The range of your voice, the texture of your voice. And I said, okay, thank you. And then I later became a singer in the thing. They needed somebody to sing a bass part. I sang it and got the part sometime later.
Okay.
I was in the production of with Cab Calloway, Leontine Price, William Morphy. Those were the people that I was associated with. And of course, Maya Angelou for sometime later. And Martha Flowers, yes, I forgot about her. Helen Thigpen and Howard Roberts. It was a trip. Fantastic.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Spread your wings and take to the sky. But until that morning, ain't no one's gonna harm you. Not with your daddy and mommy standing by.
With Foggy and Bess, I was in Austria, then Yugoslavia. I was in Belgrade. I was in Stalingrad. I was in London, Italy. But we sang, Foggy and Bess sang on the La Scala stage, Opera House.
Isn't that something?
And the people fell out. And we were in Russia itself.
Okay.
And we sang there. Oh, I was in Bogota, South America, with Pearl Primus. I went all throughout Africa. We went to Egypt, we went to Morocco, the Jordan River, and Jerusalem. That was Foggy and Bess.
Okay.
With Raisin in the Sun, I didn't go on the road with that. I stayed here. By that time, Raisin came along. I was tired of the road because the road began to get hungry. And a lot of my brothers and sisters were being eaten up by the road, accidents, and losing their lives in one form or another. So I decided, hey, it's time for me to get off the road a minute. I think back on it, and I just really flip out because at the time, now it seemed like it was impossible, but it all happened.
now when he first came into the Orisha thing, they thought he was a child of Ogun. years, he wasn't a child of Ogun.
But the music and the drum playing, the drum is the thing that took me through all of this. The music is the first law set into creation. Sound is the first law. And I know that I'm only a tool through which all of this passes. I'm only an instrument. This is my savior. This has saved my life. This has turned me around to something else, very profound. That's what it has done for me. I wanted to learn how to string up the bata. Nobody would show me how to do that. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. I lay down one night and put my hand up under my head. The drum said, "Beam," right in front of me. Unlaced itself, strand by strand, down to the bare wood, everything, then put itself back together again. I got up and put the drum together. Didn't know nothing. When I made my first set of batas, we called Pancho Moro to come and look at it and see him. And Pancho Moro said, "I haven't seen anything like this since I left Cuba." He said, "Who showed you all how to do this?" I said, "The Egun." He said, "My Fedicon Egun."
You built them from the dream? Fantastic.
Come up there, we were supposed to, when you have a pot, it's supposed to be, when you have a drum set like that, you're supposed to have a pot. And things that go in the pot. And he said, "Y'all have a pot?" I said, "Yeah." Because anything you want to know and you ask right and ask sincerely will be revealed to you. And that is no lie. And that is the God's honest truth. Right? I know life on the planet, there's no guarantee how long you're going to be here. And when you can realize with, hey, I am 90 years old, shit, I'm all right.
Yes.
I have no problem. I'm a king. I'm a leader.
All right.
I know that I've been blessed. I know that I got a thing that supersedes me. And it's something that's always been with me. Always been with me, man. It's beautiful. Your protection is always there. Ki dupe ara. You thank me, I thank you.
He wasn't a child of Ogun, because that's how he acts.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, and he still has a real close thing to him. And he was Juana's godchild then. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Juana Merengue. Omi Inca.
Omi Inca.
Okay, Omi Inca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad woman. Now that woman there, Babalosha come to her before she passed out of here. Babalosha continue to teach them.
In Puerto Rico, yeah, it's coming to her to learn it. Yeah.
And the thing was bad. I'm gonna take a hit.
Take a hit. Go ahead. It don't matter. So now I want to just address something that you said, Nia, in the beginning, because as you know, we told you we might not have mentioned it. Bay and I are only 27 years initiates to Orisha. So as far as I'm concerned, we're not really elders. Okay, because like we're in between the two worlds. So we got to know our really the elders before many of them got out of here, or before many of them got out of the community, and didn't work with the community. And those people were really the pioneers who fought to get it to where we could get it.
Yes.
Okay, so what we've done is just try to carry on what they started.
Right.
Okay, but we had nowhere near a fight like they had. The Cristolianos, Obai Lumi Ibae, the Osaunkas, the Wanamarinques, Pancho Moro, Maji Baines, Shango Gumi, even someone as young as Alafia, okay, who fought to learn Spanish, to learn to be a Italero, and then to learn to be a Babalao. Those are the people who had to really break through the front. I mean, there are many, many more. But of the African Americans or the people who, when I say African American, I also mean the Caribbean. Okay, anybody of African descent born in the North America, the Southern Hemisphere. Those people like that really fought to get African Americans into the community. Okay, and particularly the Omienka and Osaunka, because those were the main parents of the African Americans. And then, other people came along after that. I mean, I don't remember Serge having that many godchildren because of, I think, his elders, but he was like the leader to have the temple.
Yes.
But he had a temple because there was a Mama Keke, or Shun Fuke, who paid those writs because she worked. Okay, and so he had temple because of that. Alright, and those are the people who fought to wear the African clothes in the street, the Akieles, that was his name, right?
Arkansas.
No, Akiele. Yeah. He learned Yoruba. He was like Serge's left hand or right hand man, or whatever. The Jomo Kenyattas. All of those people fought to get this religion, to us. Okay, because since Cuba closed 58, 59, and Serge and Chris were made that year. And then there came people behind them, Clarence, who's still living. He has a leg, but I forgot his last name.
You talking about before? Oh, Clarence.
The Negro, big tall brother.
Right. And the lady that made Ocha with him that never really worked Ocha, Marie. And all those people that came in that group. Omienka. I never look at with them because he's not physically that old. Yeah.
He was the first
African American made.
He was the first African American made Yemoya in the United
Oh,
States.
okay. All right. So he has a title too, see?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah,
it's important that those things be documented.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I had no idea. I know he's not the first African American. Was it Lionel?
No, he was the first Yemoya made.
Okay, but I'm talking about. I'm trying to remember who the first African American made in New York was.
Odufor?
Was it Lionel? Odufor, yeah. Okay, these are things that when people are writing our history, it needs to be repeated over and over and over, so that we can remember, you know, the names like we remember Harriet Tubman.
Mhm.
Okay, you know, you say Harriet Tubman, you go Underground Railroad, you say Omi Inca, you say First Yemaya made in New York. That's what we need to be done.
Mhm.
Okay, so I was Sunta's godchild to begin with, but I had the need to have a godmother that looked like me.
Okay.
Alright, and so I went searching.
Okay.
Okay, found a godmother that looked more like me.
Okay.
And you know, Sunta was a great mother figure and whatnot, but she didn't look like my mother.
Sure.
Okay,
That's honest.
yeah.
That's what they put me out of Catholic school. Because I wouldn't call the father a father.
Mhm.
Then you can't be my father. How can I call you father? You don't look like me. I know I don't look like you. But there's something wrong that I should have to call you father when you're not my father. And so they sent for my mother.
And
they
she
took
said
me
the
out of
same
school.
thing.
Huh?
She probably said the same thing. She's a rough character, but
Yeah.
I swear she was.
Yeah, well, he didn't lie, did he? He didn't lie, did he?
If she's rough, I see your daughter.
Yeah.
Your daughter is
Yeah.
real strong.
That's my pride and joy, baby. That's my
Yeah.
baby.
It's your baby.
That's the last of the Mohegans over yonder.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all might crank out. Well, anyway, so why the merengue put a leckers on you?
Yeah,
Oh, so she was your first godmother?
yeah, yeah. Alfred was the Ajabona.
Yeah? For your leckers?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
On 116th Street and Park Avenue.
Did you know beforehand
Did I know beforehand what?
that Alfred was going to be Ajabona?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I knew beforehand. I knew what Alfred was.
Okay.
You know, I had no problem with it.
Okay.
Huh? My place was known, and his place was known, and neither one of them crossed the line
Mm-hmm.
at no time. You know, because everybody knew what the chief stood for.
That's fair.
Everybody knew that. I didn't play. I didn't joke around. I didn't tell them in a minute. I said, look, man, that's your thing. You do that. Don't involve me in it.
Mhm.
That's the way you are. Good for you. I'm not in that way. This is what I like.
Mm-hmm.
But that never was a problem.
Never.
It never was because, well, I don't know if they talk about come out the closet or business, but in those days, no matter what your sexual preference was, it was not something for common discussion, or it was not the thing that brought you together. You dealt with whatever brought you together.
Right.
Nobody cared what somebody's preference was, and
Right.
some people did hide, but it just wasn't about that. And so, and in the over 30 years that I've known Alfred, I've never known he had a mate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen him say
Never seen
or
him
do
away. Never.
anything
Mhm.
that did not indicate that this man was not raised properly.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
because raised properly has nothing to do with your sexual preference.
Right.
Okay, so he was a gentleman. I don't care.
At all times. I've gone up to his house when there should have been somebody there at 3 o'clock in the morning. Alfred was Alfred.
Mhm.
Oh.
The same. I have, from the time I met him until he passed, I have yet to catch him in the wrong. Catch him funny. Never.
Do you need something to drink?
I don't know.
Okay, because you are Belgian. And then they used to carry animals for Oches because he had a band
Mm-hmm.
long time ago, like Barbara Morgan's
Mhm.
Ocha. He used to carry the animals for Wana for her Oches.
Mhm.
Okay, go to the farm and get the animals years ago.
I went out there when the man had one chicken coop.
Mhm.
One chicken coop, and if you wanted a guinea fowl, you had to go up into the tree and get the skinny flowers out the tree, because that's where they would be, up in the tree.
Mm.
You had to get them out of the tree. Right? This same man,
Jack.
Jack's, that everybody go to,
Mm.
when I was going out there to get animals, all he had was one chicken coop. And the other animals would be walking around on this place free. He'd kill them, catch them, and bring them, tie them up, put them in the truck, and go on about business.
And they used to play the bembes before all the famous drummers got here. Okay, and who used to sing with y'all? A gentleman named Russell Burroughs. Remember Russell?
Mm.
He had the worst voice you could ever possibly imagine.
Well, but I tell you what, he knew what to sing, when to sing, and how much of it to sing.
Mm.
He knew that. And gave us a $3 bill. You hear me? But the boy could sing his behind off. He could chant. He knew how to do it. I saw somebody try to put something on him at a bembe. You know what I mean? And he did something and crossed his fingers, and they bowed their head like that. When they bowed their head hit that boy fell back off him. I said, okay. I said, you don't mess with that, do you?
He didn't make Ocha till too late. And he knew everything. He knew everything from the room. He just knew everything because he was Sunta's partner. He was a whole lot of people's partner. So he got to know everything. Because they didn't have that many priests.
Mm.
You know, so they had to rely on what they had, and Russell was available. Russell took me to Russell and Barbara Bacon. She became Barbara Morgan. Took me to my first bembe. Okay, so Russell Burroughs. Yeah, man.
Make both of y'all smile. That
Yeah,
name, huh?
he was special.
Mm.
He was special.
Boy, he knew his music, and they hated him. The Cuban people hated him. But when they got that, wanted to really to get off, he'd be up there singing.
Right, and he knew a lot magic. Okay, a lot of the magic of Ocha. You know, not always the good magic, but a lot of magic.
That's something that we very seldom talk about. You know, we talk about the ritual and the ceremony of Bembe, Ocha, but really to know the magic of Ocha. And I know that there are secrets. There are things that are hidden. There are secrets. There are things that we are not made privy to.
Right. And most of that is in Osai. Okay. It's mostly in Osai, or it's deeply embedded in the Odu, but then a lot of it comes from different systems, okay, that don't involve Orisha. Okay. And so it's like crossover systems where people knew how to do mix this and mix that, you know, because this one of the simplest bows that I've ever heard of. Juana told me about is just to put ice in olokun when you want olokun to work for you. Now who would ever think of that? Okay, because Juana was, and that's where he learned a lot of his stuff, was the Ebo master. Okay, that's where Alfred learned a lot of his stuff.
Yes.
The Ebo master. Okay,
She could have bore her behind off.
you know.
Oh yes, she could, boy. And if she tell you to do something, do it.
Yeah.
Cause it will work. Do it.
And that's not just Orisha, that's a whole lot of different things,
Okay.
put together.
Okay.
And it's also her Ashe, I'm sure.
Yes. That was basically the crux of what I was trying to get at when I made that statement, because I know that you can go to Ifa and they will have Ebo, or you can go to Falo and they will have Ebo. And there are other little systems as well. But in Ocha, you very seldom hear of, you know, people say, well, you need to make a Ebo. And it's usually let's give the Efun or the rum and cocoa butter or what have you. But the real stuff.
Yeah, the real stuff is not that. And you know, like when I do a reading and there is a bow involved, since I don't have that kind of resource to fall back on, I do have a lot of things that Ed James taught us, which is from Western magic and things like that. And I also call myself Sherlock Holmes and a few other names, where I make a bow. Okay, I make a bow, and people will look at it and say, well, what is this crap? Okay, but the crap, after you get, well, you know, that really worked, or, you know, I got the job, or my boss is off my back, or the operation is successful, they can't find the tumor, blah, 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 blah. Once you get that enough, you have confidence enough to believe that what is being told to you, because you're just a vehicle, and never get past the fact that none of this shit is you. Okay, if you start thinking it's you, you know, some great skill you have, then you lose it.
You better believe that.
Right, so
it'll walk away from you.
Right, I'm so grateful that that kind of stuff can come through me, because what I'm here for is I ask the labor to give me clear sight and give me the resolution. Alright, and so therefore, when I come up with that, it's not just something that, you know, oh, this sounds good. No. It's coming because that's what is being, you know, when I drop Odu, or when I drop the shells, that sound, or even the prayer that hits the mat is hitting the Allegro in my head. Alright. And so that's what works. Not Barbara Ann Coleman from 135th Street. No, it's Allegro. You know what I
See,
mean?
but when you get linked, when you're linked, these things, everything is there. Because there's no separation. You know what I mean? One thing is connected to another thing. Another thing is connected to another thing. When you call upon them, they say that no matter what it is that you want to know, in the book of eternity, if you want to know it, if you ask the proper question, it will reveal itself to you. There's no secret ever hidden from you. You hide yourself from it. Huh? I wanted to learn how to string up the bata. Nobody would show me how to do that. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. I lay down one night and put my hand up on my head. The drum said, "Bim!" right in front of me. Unlaced itself, strand by strand, down to the bare wood, everything, then put itself back together again. I got up and put the drum together. Anything that you want to know will be revealed to you. There are no secrets hidden from you. You hide from it. Because anything you want to know and you ask right and ask sincerely will be revealed to you. And that is no lie. Now that is the God's honest truth. Right? See? I was standing on the corner. They told me not to stand on the corner. I was standing on the corner, then I decided to cross the street, and I didn't look. And as soon as I raised my foot to step off the sidewalk, something hit me in my chest so hard, it knocked me back. Bam! And the car said, "Soon." If that didn't get that blow, I would have been dead. Because the car was moving like it was on a superhighway. And then something hit me in my chest and knocked me back. When it knocked me back, the car passed by and I said, "Oh, shit." That would have been me. You know what I mean? So, your protection is there. When you got a call on it, like sometimes I know that I say to her, "I'm on my way home, baby. I'm coming. I'm at such and such a street, and I'm coming home. I'll be there in a minute." I say that verbally out loud. And I know that I got a thing that supersedes me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's why when I go someplace and this thing tells me, hey, where you going? We're going so and so. Some said, no, I wouldn't go there if I was you. I learned to stop, turn around, and go back.
Mm.
I learned to do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the guide is there, but we do not pay attention.
Listen.
We show up, but we don't pay attention.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So if we paid attention, then after we showed up, you wouldn't have these problems that you were having, huh? Because your protection is always there. It's always there, always around you. But we turned it off.
Yeah.
But anything you want to know, you can get the answer to. There are no secrets hidden from you. Okay, but sometimes when you ask for the truth, and when you see it, it'll knock you on your ass.
Sure.
I mean, because you can't stand it, because the truth is cold. It's not pretty at all. It has no coloration. It's just bam. It's so blatant that you can't stand it. Uh-huh.
Let me get back to the question.
Okay.
What do you feel is your greatest accomplishment in your life?
The greatest accomplishment in my life? Damn. That's a hell of a thing. The greatest accomplishment in my life is to live like I've been living, damn near worry-free.
That's pretty darn good.
Well,
You can't top that.
Worry free?
Huh?
Shoot.
Worry-free. Huh? You know, you can't. We bring on the shit ourselves. Because we bring on our problems that are not ours. And we worry about them. And they stop you from progressing. Because you got other problems, you got problems on you that you don't need, that you took on. Know what I mean? So that's why you can't let anybody come to you and dump on you. You know, man, so and so and so, say, wait. Don't do that. Let's go outside and talk. Don't sit in my house and dump on me. Because when you leave, you're going to feel good, I'm going to feel bad. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to worry about what you told me. And what can I do about it? And I can't do nothing about it because I was not there for the inception. What caused this to be? I don't know. And you won't tell me what caused it to be. But you came to me because you had this problem, and then you just got to dump it off because it's too heavy for you, right? And this is the thing that holds us down. We take on other people's problems as our personal thing, and that holds you down. So I don't take on that shit.
Very good.
That's your God. That's worry-free. Huh? Worryation is the worst disease you can have.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Been trying to figure out how he does it. Because that's exactly what it is. It just, things don't, it's like, just like that.
Yeah, but it's not yours.
Him and Yomi, right?
It's not your problem.
Yes.
Why should you take that shit on?
Yeah, but some of the problems are, well, some of the things are yours, but you don't see it as a problem. That's what the difference is. Okay.
Well, you know why I don't.
Convince him or something?
You know why I don't see it as a problem?
No, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, you know why it's not a problem? Because I can't change it.
Okay.
Now if I can change it, hey, let's get on it. I can't, fuck it, I can't change it. What's next? You know what I mean? Why should I dwell on that? There's nothing I can do with it. There's nothing I can do about it. But if I can change it, I'll change it. If I can't, go ahead about your business. Don't stop here. Simple as that.
Hey.
Yeah, Barbara, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Living with the dragon. No. I don't know. A great accomplishment. I don't really know. I I try. It's a daily, lifelong endeavor to be as close to having integrity and being of good character. Okay, I try real hard because you know what? The devil lives underneath my bed too, and it's like when I look back at myself, I don't want to look at ugliness. So I try to be, and I always complain about, being like my mother, but I am like my mother. Okay, and everybody deserves a chance. Everybody, you should be tolerant. All of that kind of stuff is an accomplishment. Okay, it's not, not being a bad person. So I, as far as things that you can put down on a piece of paper, oh yes, I'm a nurse. Oh yes, I raised somebody else's child. Oh, I took care of this one, blah, blah. But those things, those are worldly things. So my biggest goal is to be more godly. Okay, and it sounds kind of trite or whatever, but that's what it is.
Nearer to thee.
You have a choice. You have a choice.
Yeah.
You make the choice. Good, bad, or indifferent. You make the choice. And if you want to, and everything is related to something. And goodness has got a lot of good stuff with it. Like ugly. It's got a lot of bad things with it. Right? So either one you choose, you're going to have the whole spectrum.
Right.
Right? There's nothing in it that's going to be excluded from you. You're going to get it all. Okay? But you cannot BS with it because it'll really trick you.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I recognize that I do have power. Okay, I know we all have power, but I recognize that I have power. So now, what is my choice? Am I going to use the power to what? To control or whatever? What I don't get enough pleasure out of that. So I want to use my power for something else. Okay, I want to use it so that if every one of my encounters is an encounter that's going to be, you know what I mean, okay? That's going to be worthy of my life. Life is precious. It's not. See, I did so good up to this.
Everybody got water babies. That's okay.
I did so good, y'all. Okay. This is too precious a thing to just throw away. And so, my accomplishment will be when I go out of here, that I go out whole, not in pieces because of the way I've lived.
Is there anything that you want or see that can be implemented?
Can't hear you, Doc.
Is there anything that you want or see that can be implemented in our community, in our religious community at this time? Is there any words in closing, anything that you see for our future?
What do I see? What do I want to see? The thing that is almost impossible. Unification.
See, we're going to fight now.
That people coming together and being truthful to one another and to themselves. That has to be restored because we have no really camaraderie with one another. True camaraderie. Because none of us here is supposed to ever be hungry. None of us here should ever be threatened to be put in the streets. None of us here should be ever threatened to not having any money. None of us here should be, all of the things that our community is much too big for things like that to happen. Right? And we have not learned how to be a community. Right? Where everything in that community survives and survives well, not half-assed. That's the law. That's the way I feel about it. And I'm not supposed to live like a pauper.
Thank you.
I'm a king.
Say thank you.
You know, I'm supposed to live like a king in a fine house. You know what I mean? I don't need no servants. I don't need no servants. I can wait on myself. I mean, but I ain't supposed to live like I ain't got nothing. I ain't supposed to live like I'm gonna get thrown out into the street next week. You know? And when I step out, I'm supposed to live like, look like I want to live, like a king. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to see happen. I want to see people fall in love with themselves. When people start falling in love with themselves and start taking care of themselves, so all the bullshit that takes place will be eradicated. Because love can't stand bullshit.
Beautiful. Poem.
Well, what do I see? What would I like for the future? I like what Bay is talking about. But what I want to see is in order for us to get to what he's talking about, I want to see a healing. You know, I want to see us healed from the inside out. And all the wounds that we were inflicted on our souls, you know, not since we've come over here, since we were over there, all of the wounds that have been inflicted on our souls being a part of the world by ourselves, by foreigners, by whatsoever. I want to see those wounds healed. And one of the ways that they can be healed is by what the Agun gave us, by saying, you know, for us to realize that we are each other's salvation. Okay, and once we start realizing that and really take that into our being, not just let it be a phrase, take it into our being, just like we took all the crap into our being that Africans were no good, that, you know, we come from the jungle, it's the dark continent, just like we took all of that in. I want us to be able to take in the fact that if I don't help you to survive, you're not going to survive, and I'm not going to survive. So that means that I think you are just an extension of me. You're not different from me. You're not, when the worldly part of us, our bodies are gone, the same thing that makes you Nia makes me Barbara. It's just one source. And I want us to be able to be healed enough so that we can know that and feel it and be it. That's what I'm not looking for, an OCHA building. I don't give a damn about a building. Okay, we can stand in the middle of the street and be this, because that's why we don't have a building, because we don't really need a building. Okay, what we need is to be able to look past what the form that you're in and see myself and see ourselves. And then once we can get past that, having clothes and having cars and having all that shit won't even matter. Okay, because then we have no more need for this world, which is fine. You know, which is fine, because that's what I see as the reason for us being here. So we can go through this and get out of it. Get right out of it and go right back to Olojamari. And he can stop laughing. Or she can stop laughing, or whatever. The force can stop laughing. Okay, we can be right up there, you know, or right out here, or whatever. We, you know, it's beyond this. It's beyond all of this, and that's what I see. That's what I'd like. And you know, I might not see it, but I'm still gonna try. This is not the first group I've been in. I've been in groups since God knows when, okay? And so, it's coming, it's closer. It really is closer.
Well, I've seen it change.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it change. It was a long time. None of this, what you're doing now, was even thought of, let alone being done.
Right.
Wasn't even thought of.
It might have even been thought of, but we didn't think we could do it.
Right.
There's where the problem is. We never think we could do it. You know, we get the divine, but the wounds keep us from moving past. You know, dealing with the divine. So we have to get rid of the wounds. So that's the story.
And it was a beautiful story, absolutely beautiful. And all I can say is, Modukwe.
Aquí dupe ara.
What is that? Akeem?
Aquí, Atupueara.
Huh?
Say it again.
Aqui tu pueras.
Right.
Aquí dupe ara. You thank me, I thank you.
Okay, Ara is body, so it's probably my being thanks me, something like that, yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the phrases we learned very early into forming. I had the first egg baby, by the way.
Really?
You had the first egg day.
Huh?
What do you mean you had the first egg day?
In out there in Long Island?
Tell them the name.
Iyalosha was the thing that we call ourselves. Right? And honey, didn't know nothing. When I made my first set of batas, we called Pancho Moro to come and look at it and see him. And Pancho Moro said, I haven't seen anything like this since I left Cuba. Said, who showed y'all how to do this? I said, the Egun. He said, my Fedifon Egun.
You built them from the dream. Fantastic.
Come up there, we were supposed to, when you have a pot, supposed to be, when you have a drum set like that, you're supposed to have a pot. And things that go in the pot. And he said, y'all have a pot? I said, yeah. He said, where is it? He said, out there in the yard. He went out there and looked at it and he said, who told y'all to put that stuff in there? Egon. He said, my Fedifon Egon. He said, what y'all got? He said, it's perfect. He said, you can't beat it.
I think that's where I first met you. They were having a meeting up at the studio, up at the, on 25th Street, right. I first met on Yinka. And his egg babe with on Lucas and Lawrence Tweed and Nat Bettis and Carol, Yomi, Fela, all of those people were in it. They were all children, but...
We were all children, and that was my mistake. My mistake was that I forgot that they were children. And I gave them the wrong responsibilities. Children are not going to complete the shit unless you on them all the time. And I didn't realize that. And that's what, the only grown person at that time there was Yomi Yomi.
But he was still young.
Yomi Yomi was the only person there that you say, we're going to stand up on the corner and give away so-and-so, so-and-so, and so. Yomi going to come back and say, y'all ain't ready yet?
And he's finished.
Huh? We we had gonna give like a bimbe. And we had 500 throwaways. They had a meeting in my house. Yomi said, give me half of those, please. And we were in the meeting. Yomi took half of the throwaways and went up to the Bronx and distributed those half of 500 out. Came back, we're still in the meeting, and took the other half and gave them away. So We didn't give her anything anyway. Yomi gave away all of the throwaways.
And he's still working. Okay, he's still working. Okay.
You know what I mean? And he's always been that way, you know. And in the thing, he and I were the two darkest thing in the kingdom. Everybody else was lighter, or even lighter than lighter. Yeah.
That didn't make them bad people.
No, they didn't bad
That's-
people.
it just was-
No, because we got along. I mean, when they told me I was holding them back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they said you holding us back. We should be in such and such a place. I went and got the money and put the money up on the table and said, hey, y'all got it. I'm finished. Right? They had more than $6,000 that we had collected from everybody that they were paying every week.
Back then you could have got a building for $6,000.
Man, I was living in on 1565 Pacific Street. That's the house my son, my daughter, and we lived in. I came that close of turning the house over to Egberty Place.
Wow.
And something hit me in the ass and said, what the fuck wrong with you?
My very phone egg.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? I said, oh yeah. But the nigga wouldn't be ready for it. I came very close, man, to turning it over to them. You know, no, something stopped me. And something has always been with me. Always been with me, man. It's beautiful. But I'll never forget, I walked in the New Lafayette
Oh, I didn't tell you about that. So,
on my birthday.
that's right.
And I said, I forgot how old I was.
Okay. I remember.
And I said, today's my birthday. She said, I'm your birthday present.
Tell people.
Get out of here.
Ooh, did she have a bone?
She said, I am your birthday present. I had her mother's car. We had a van. I had her mother's car. I said, get in the car. We've been together ever since.
Oh.
Been together ever since.
Birthday gift, huh?
I am your birthday present. I said, well, right on.
What else you
But
got?
I told her husband, I said, you know something? If you and your wife ever depart, break up, and you want her, you come to my house, or that's where she'll be.
Whoa.
And didn't he come? Jomo came here, knocked on that door, said, I'd like to speak with Barbara, please. I said, come on in.
You're embarrassing me now.
Come on in. Said, I ain't hiding nothing. Ain't got nothing to hide. You know, and it was no problem, sweet. And he says, I understand. I said, but you know you tore your ass. She didn't tell her behind, but you know you tore your behind. Because the woman ain't gonna take but so much shit. You know what I mean? I said, later. I said, you find her. Come to my house. That's where she'll be.
All right.
That was during our polygamy days. We were living lives of polygamy.
So
He
then,
used to hide. He used
so
to
then
hide.
it's okay for us to start that back up again?
No.
Now we
Oh,
started.
y'all done
now
had the
Nia
fun.
and I can start it.
Oh, then, okay.
What?
Okay.
Y'all go ahead with the
Yeah, we
bad
can
stuff.
have more than one husband.
Okay.
Okay, because I've already done
I
the
don't think
other
that's
way.
polygamy. I think that's
You gonna choke on his forehead, right? That happening.
Oh, happening?
My
Okay.
husband is that happening.
Okay, but I'm telling you, I've been through that one, so it's not gonna
I
happen.
said, but they did not understand it.
I understand.
They did not understand how it should work. Right? Because ain't no two women, very few two women can share the same kitchen. It don't work.
That's why in
You know what I
Africa
mean?
you have
It
to
don't
have-
work.
each one has their own
Have
house.
each one of them gotta have their own.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? We could have done that, and we did do it. But you have to choose people of like mind.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you choose someone out of the form, that's when it's gonna fall apart. Okay, because we did it well. Okay, because I believe, oh, this is part of my culture. Oh, this is what's wrong. Okay, let's do it. All right, so I believe in 150%. Let's do it. And everybody doesn't see it the same way. All right, so, and then it's hard being, you know, when other people are Avis, then you hurts. Okay, so it gets to be, you know, because Avis wants to be number one.
In polygamy, the foundation has to be a spiritual oneness. You have to believe in God, worship the same way.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all
Now they-
Yorubas, but one person came from another background,
Okay.
and that's when it fell apart.
That's right.
Yeah.
They can't, you're used to this, and you're good and trying to get this, it's gonna be a clash. You know what I mean? Because this is what you're used to having, and you're not gonna get it, so it's gonna cause a problem.
Well, it worked for a long time because I insisted on it working. I made it work. I made it work.
Okay.
Okay, I don't have on a bra. I was gonna pop my bra strap. I made it work. Okay, because I believed in it. Okay, the other marriages, monogamy did, or however you say it, didn't work.
Right.
Nobody else was staying
That's
together
true.
with one mate,
That's
so
true.
maybe there is something in this. But people don't know how to put things in place and live by it. Okay, you put things in place and then you break the rule. So that's what happened with that.
And that's what always happens.
And that was my BS degree.
Ego.
Uh-huh.
Okay. My polygamy marriage was my BS.